An entire generation was raised side by side with these 90s child stars. They saw them through awards, success, weddings, kids, and even divorces. Sometimes those separations were straight up messy and just plain ugly. Elisabeth Moss started her acting career when she was just 8 years old. She found success in the 90s, starring in movies like Girl Interrupted and TV shows like The West Wing, before landing notable roles in Mad Men and The Handmaid's Tale. The star met her future partner Fred Armisen on Saturday Night Live when she made a cameo appearance for Jon Hamm's episode in 2008. The couple started dating soon after and announced their engagement 3 months later. Less than 10 months after their 2009 wedding, the couple separated. 3 months later, Moss filed for divorce. A couple of years later, both of the famously private people opened up about their end of the whirlwind romance. Moss told Vulture, "It was extremely traumatic and awful and horrible. At the same time, it turned out for the best." In an interview with Page Six in 2012, an unnamed party close to Moss described Armisen as so great at doing impersonations, but the greatest impersonation he does is that of a normal person. Armisen agreed with the statement too. The Portlandia creator confessed in an interview with Howard Stern to not being the best partner, saying, "I think I was a terrible husband. I think I'm a terrible boyfriend."
What do you guys talk about?
Whatever. Movies, TV, music, all that stuff. She doesn't understand everything I say.
Christina Ricci portrayed the beloved Wednesday Addams in 1991's The Addams Family, but her marriage to James Hierdigan seemed like a horror show in its own right. Ricci and Hierdigan began dating after they met on the set of Pan Am, and later married in 2013. In 2020, Ricci filed for divorce after she was granted an emergency protective order against Hierdigan when police were called to their home. Ricci alleged that Hierdigan started physically and emotionally abusing her in front of their son. Photos obtained by TMZ captured injuries on Ricci's hands and arms. In 2021, Ricci obtained a domestic violence restraining order, which granted her full custody of Freddie and ordered Hierdigan to stay 100 yards away. By 2022, the couple reached a divorce settlement and appeared to agree on custody, with Ricci as the primary parent. Ricci requested an emergency hearing after her ex allegedly tried to stop her from taking her son on an NYC trip. In court documents obtained by Page Six, Ricci said, "Jimmy's refusal to agree caused me concern because he clearly was being vindictive and retaliatory when he initially refused my request to travel for the additional dates." Known for playing Rudy Huxtable on one of the biggest sitcoms of the 80s and 90s, The Cosby Show, Keshia Knight Pulliam has been adored by fans ever since. In 2015, Pulliam announced her engagement to retired NFL player Edgerton Hartwell. The two wed in a small ceremony only weeks later, but the relationship ended in divorce over accusations of adultery and a nasty custody battle. After less than a year of marriage, and only days after Pulliam revealed her pregnancy, the former linebacker filed for divorce. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight, Pulliam shared she suspected Hartwell had been unfaithful and was ready for a divorce, but they tried to give it a second chance after learning about her pregnancy. Pulliam revealed she was thinking about her daughter's best interests. Through her tears, Pulliam said,
"And it's not about me."
Yeah.
She doesn't deserve it.
Yeah.
3 years later, the Tyler Perry's House of Pain star gained primary custody of and child support for their daughter, Ella Grace. Pulliam married actor Brad James in 2021. Naya Rivera was a TV child star in the 90s and appeared in The Royal Family and Family Matters. In 2009, she landed the role of singing cheerleader Santana Lopez on Fox's Glee. But before Rivera's depiction of Lopez took off, she began dating actor Ryan Dorsey. In her memoir, Sorry, Not Sorry, Rivera revealed that only weeks after their first breakup, she got an abortion without Dorsey's knowledge. 4 years later, Rivera and Dorsey rekindled their romance and married almost immediately. Though the couple filed for divorce in 2016, a source told outlets that they got back together for their son's sake in 2017. But it didn't last long. A year after the original divorce filing, Rivera was arrested and charged with domestic battery after striking her husband during an argument about their son. Once their divorce was finalized, the actors shared joint custody of their child. On July 13, 2020, Rivera was found dead 5 days after going missing from a boat trip. An autopsy declared her death to be an accidental drowning. Dorsey filed a wrongful death lawsuit on behalf of their son, who was with his mother when she died. Full House star and fashion designer Mary-Kate Olsen. met her future husband Olivier Sarkozy in 2012. Their May-December romance was subject to criticism, as he's over 2 decades her senior, but the couple still wed in 2015 in an intimate Manhattan ceremony. Like their wedding, their marriage was relatively private, but their divorce brought them back into the tabloids. Olsen signed a divorce summons and complaint in 2020, a month after most of the world went into lockdown due to COVID-19. But New York courts weren't accepting divorce filings during quarantine. A month later, the designer filed an emergency divorce petition after learning her husband had terminated their lease and was demanding she vacate their NYC apartment with only 4 days' notice. Olsen shared in the divorce petition, "I am petrified that my husband is trying to deprive me of the home we have lived in, and if he is successful, I will not only lose my home, but I risk losing my personal property as well." While her emergency filing was denied, Olsen's twin Ashley had been by her side. The couple reached a settlement in 2021. After her 55-hour marriage to Jason Allen Alexander in 2004, pop idol Britney Spears became involved with professional backup dancer Kevin Federline. The two got engaged 3 months after meeting. Their engagement resulted in excessive media scrutiny, as Federline had recently broken up with his pregnant partner, Shar Jackson. The couple wed in 2004. Spears' last straw was Federline leaving her at home to fly to Vegas only 3 weeks after she'd given birth. This led to a divorce and a vicious custody battle. In 2008, police were called to the couple's home after Spears locked herself and her kids in the bathroom. After a number of missing court dates and psychiatric holds, Federline was granted full custody, after which her father, Jamie Spears, infamously filed for a permanent conservatorship. When Spears' story came to light in the documentary Britney vs. Spears, the singer said that she was forced to divorce Federline and that his addiction to marijuana only fueled their fighting. Although they now have shared custody, the parents have gone back and forth publicly about their boys. In 2022, Spears married longtime boyfriend Sam Asghari, but in 2023, Asghari filed for divorce after only 1 year of marriage. If you or anyone you know needs help with addiction issues or has experienced domestic violence, contact the relevant resources below, the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration website, or contact SAMHSA's National Helpline at 1-800-662-HELP 4357. The National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233. You can also find more information, resources, and support at their website.